Now I am talking about the fruit. The fruit is a mature or ripened ovary. It is formed after fertilization, which provide a stimulus to the ovary to grow into a fruit. If for some reason fertilization fails, the ovary simply withers and fall off. But in certain plants, fruit may be formed without the act of fertilization, and such fruit are called parthenocarpic fruits, as I already told you. Banana is one such example. A fruit consists of pericarp that develops from the ovary wall and seeds derived from the ovules. The pericarp may be thin or thick and is usually differentiated into an outer epicarp, a middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp. But in dry fruit, pericarp is undifferentiated and is usually papery or woody. When a fruit develops exclusively from the ovary, it is said to be true fruit. जो मैंने पहले बताया था, mango, guava, grapes, etc. are the common example of true fruit. But when in addition to the ovary, some other floral parts like tepal, example in case of morus, bract in case of ananas, or thalamus in case of pyrus, also participate in the formation of the fruit, then it is known as false fruit, means pseudocarps. Apple, pear, cashew nut, ananas, mulberry, etc. are some well-known example of false fruit. In Cocos nucifera, that is coconut, the fruit is a drupe. Hence the mesocarp is fibrous and the endocarp is united to the seed. Now I am talking about the significance of fruit formation. Number 1, protection. Developing fruits protect the developing seed from mechanical injury, insects, and unfavorable climatic condition. Number 2, dispersal. Fruit carry the seed and spread them to distant places. It helps in colonization of new areas. Number 3, food to animals. Fleshy food provide food to animals, and these animals in turn also act as a dispersal agent of their seeds. Number 4, nutrition to germinating seed. Some fruits provide nutrition to germinating seed and developing seedlings. Number 5, importance to humans. Fruit are sources of food, protein, oil, organic acid, vitamins, minerals, and sugars. Now I am talking about the seed. In angiosperm, the seed is the final product of sexual reproduction. It is in fact a fertilized mature ovule which possesses an embryonic plant, usually stored food material and protective coat. After fertilization, changes occur in various parts of the ovule and it transforms into a seed. The zygote develops into embryo. The primary endosperm nucleus gives rise to endosperm, and the integument form protective coats. A seed thus has the basic structure of an ovule with some parts lost and some new ones developed. The seed remains attached to the placenta, though small stalk-like structure known as funicle. The place of detachment of the seed from the funicle appears as a scar called hilum. In some seed, a bright colored structure develops on the surface as an outgrowth, and this structure is known as aril. When aril occurs as an outgrowth of the funicle, is said to be strophios. Example in case of acacia. And when around the micropyle, it is called caruncle. Example ricinus. In lychee, the aril is very prominent and form the edible part of the fruit. There is a considerable variation in the size, shape, color, and surface of seeds. Their size ranges from a tiny particle, example orchids, to about the head of a man, as in double coconut, example Lobdiosia maldivisca. The fresh weight of an orchid seed is just 20.33 microgram and that of a double coconut about 6 kg. Seed of certain plants are so characteristic that they can be identified on the basis of seed alone. Seed are produced by the plant to ensure its perpetuation and spread to newer areas. In annual plants, seed are the only means of their multiplication and continued existence. The hard seed coat provides protection to the young embryo. Being product of sexual reproduction, they generate new genetic combination leading to variation. Seed is the basis of our agriculture. Dicotyledon and dormancy of mature seed are crucial for storage of seed, which can be used as a food throughout the year. Seed of cereals and legumes are the major sources of human food. Several other important products of human like fiber, oil, beverages, spices and condiments are also obtained from the seed. Now I am talking about significance of seed formation. Number 1, colonization of an area. Seed have a better adaptive strategies for dispersal to new habitat and thus help the species to colonize the new areas. Number 2, food reserve. Seed possess sufficient food reserve. Young seedlings are nourished until they are capable of photosynthesis on their own. Number 3, protection of embryo. The seed coat provide protection to the embryo. Number 4, in agriculture. Dehydration and dormancy of mature seed are crucial for storage of seed, which can be used as a food throughout the year and also to raise the crop in the next season. Number 5, as food. Seed are edible and also serve as a source of oil, fiber, spices, etc. Number 6, genetic variability. Seed are the product of sexual reproduction and have a number of variation due to genetic recombination and crossing over. These variations help in adapting to the varied environment. Number 7, hybrid and apomictic seed. One of the problem of hybrid is that hybrid seed are to be produced every year. If the seed collected from the hybrid are shown, the plant in the progeny will segregate and do not maintain hybrid characters. Production of hybrid seed is costly and hence the hybrid seed are expensive to the farmers. If these hybrids are made into apomictic, raised asexually, there is no segregation of character in the hybrid progeny. Because of the importance of apomixis in hybrid seed industry, efforts are being made by the scientists to transfer apomictic gene into hybrid varieties. Number 8, dependable methods. Unlike bryophytes and pteridophyte, pollination and fertilization of seed plant do not require water. Seed formation is therefore more dependable. And number 9, perennation. Seed is dry, means water content 10 to 15% with the dormant embryo and thick protective seed coat, most suit for perennation through unfavorable periods.